I just hooked into a dandy lake trout here. Feels like a good fish. Giving the clam rod a good testing today. The Mac. Oh, he's running drag. This guy's, he is not happy. He wants to fight, and here he comes backwards. That's a beauty. First trout bill ever. This is a dandy lake trout on the Clam Super Leech spoon. Almost appears like I snagged him from underneath. He's a dandy. Try our best to handle him better. Good trout, 4 pounds. Oh, we just got another hit here. Another lake trout on the Clam Super Leech spoon. There's a small guy. The bite is definitely on today. These fish are hitting like crazy. I can't say enough about this spoon. I've caught several lake trout in the last few years with it, and it's just worked fantastic. It's been great. I tip it with a medium-sized minnow. 5, 10, 15 cranks off bottom. Get this guy back in. We'll get him a couple more years from now. I'd like to take a little time and just talk about my very basic method of ice fishing for lake trout. I've been fishing trout for 47 years. I've had a lot of success. I've had a lot of letdowns. But I've always just tried to keep it simple. I don't use electronics. I use a very simple method for fishing lake trout through the ice. I use a 5, 10, 15 crank from bottom, and it always seems to put me on fish. These trout aren't running along the bottom like a lot of people might think, and they're not always suspended. So it's always, you're always playing that game of just trying to find out where the fish seem to be running. The odd time I found the fish to run higher. Sometimes you'll catch them right under the ice. March into April, if you're still able to get out on the ice, you'll catch these fish 5 feet under, and I've seen that happen time and time again. As far as my jigging method, I just use a short stroke, 6, 8 inch, just as I'm doing here now. I've never been one for the big whippy 3-foot pump. I just find that this method right here keeps me in much better contact with my bait, and when a hit presents itself, I'm in a position to set the hook in a much better area than if I'm way above my head or whipping the thing around. The fish hit hard, these trout hit hard, and it's nice to be right ready to be able to position yourself to set the hook as good as you can. I'm using a braided line by Power Pro. I know a lot of people are running braid now, and probably most. There's still some out there that just swear by the mono. I had a hard time breaking away from monofilament line, but the no stretch just makes all the difference in the world. So it's another thing that's really helped me out. The 3 main baits I've used over the years for lake trout are bucktails, tube jigs, and spoons. I have a few that are obviously my favorites that I've had a lot of good luck with, and I just find it always seems to be lake specific where I've been fishing to what works and what doesn't. Today I'm on a lake where I haven't been able to get white to work on this lake, the color white, a bucktail, tube jig. I just cannot get fish to cooperate on that. This is a lake that hits on a silver spoon, and the best luck that I've had. And today I'm using the Clam Super Leech spoon, and we've just had fantastic luck on it. The Phoebe spoon from Acme Tackle, another great spoon that's put a lot of nice trout on the ice for me, are probably my 2 favorite spoons. They're both silver in color, and I tip them with a minnow, medium minnow, tail hook them. Stick to these simple basic steps, and I hope it works out for you. If you can get anything from any of these videos, it would be great. I've never claimed to be good. I just go a lot, and over the years I've had a great deal of success fishing, hunting, trapping, being outdoors. That's what it's all about for me. Growing up in Northwestern Ontario, I've been blessed with the opportunity to fish some of the greatest lakes there are. Lake trout, walleye, crappie, all my three favorites. And as we work along, hopefully produce a few of these We Live It series YouTube videos, fishing, hunting along the way. We'll see what we can get out there. Hopefully you can pick up a tip or two. We'll keep it simple. We'll keep it, really light. I'm sure you'll see several bloopers along the way because I trip and fumble around throughout the day, but I'm here to make videos for you guys to enjoy and hopefully learn a thing or two. Well, we've just set the hook on another lake trout. This is a method I call pounding the bottom. Nothing's happening. You drop your hook to bottom, you let her pound up and down, stir up the silt, everything else that's down below, and it really brings them around, brings their attention around. This is a beautiful trout we caught today. The Clam Super Leech spoon is working fantastic. Having a great day out here today. The Clam Max is bending. We're on a beautiful backwoods trout lake and having just a wonderful day. The fish are hitting. It's March 14th and I just couldn't ask for a better day. I think this is number 5 on the day. He hit her again. I'd lost him and then he hit her again right at the hole. Look at this guy. He's a beauty. Absolute beaut. Had him on, lost him, reeled up, checked my bait again, got off again, hit her again 5 feet below the ice. He really wanted this Clam Super Leech spoon in a bad way. But we got him. And he's going back for another day. What a beautiful fish. Fantastic. What a beautiful fish. Back he goes for another day. Okay, I just wanted to take a minute to talk about another method I use when I'm ice fishing for lake trout. Set line or dead stick, whatever you want to call it. Relatively, once again, inexpensive rig, but something that I've come across in the last few years that I think is a great product is this wind jigger from HT Ice Fishing. They're just a great product. They're easy, they hold your rod nice, they're easy to adjust, they fold down, they're compact. No, I'm not sponsored by them. I just show you the stuff that I use that works, and I think this is just a great product. One of the ways I like to fish with a dead stick, a lot of guys like to hang a Cisco, set a Cisco on bottom. I use a 2-hook method, white lead head 3/8 with a minnow tail hooked, and then I like to go up from there about 2 arm lengths, 12 feet. I loop in, treble hook, 2 medium minnows, hook them by the tail, let them swim. Now if you loop that hook in, it can slide up and down your line, you can adjust it. The one slight downfall to that is the hook will move when you get a fish. It'll end up going down to the bottom, butt up against your lead head jig, and you just have to readjust it again after. But it works well. It's a good method. If you really want to put fish on the ice, if you want fish for dinner, I guarantee, I always call it it's the meat rig. It'll put the fish on the ice when you really want to fish. I prefer to have them hit the jig just for the excitement, the action, and the fight. But this is a good method for where you're allowed to use a second line. And I found a lot of days dead sticking's the way to go. That's the hook that's getting all the bite. Today, what are we? I'm about 8 trout today, and I think 1 came off the dead stick. So everything was on the hit today, on the jigging rod, and that's the way I prefer to catch them. But this is a good method. Inexpensive rig, again, works good. You get your rod in there, down it goes. I've never had as much as a close call as far as losing one of these. A rod with this system, it goes down flat to the ice and stays there. And being relatively close, when you can get to it in a hurry, I've never had an issue. I like to freeze it in. When the snow melts off in the spring and the ice is bare, it's a little bit more difficult to work with and set up because it doesn't want to sit quite as nice as you'd like it to. But once if you have some snow on the ice, it's no problem at all. It works really well. So this is a great product. Once again, I'm not sponsored by anyone. We, being co-owner of Westside Bait and Tackle with my daughter Hannah, I just like to promote some of the products that we sell. They're the ones we use, they're proven, and that's the whole idea. Learn to fish trout just in a simple way. I like to go with a 5, 10, 15 cranks from bottom, whether I'm fishing in 50 feet of water, 60, 70 feet of water. I pretty much run the same pattern all the time. 5, 10, 15 off bottom, just keep alternating until you find where the trout are hitting. Then I choose to stay pretty much in that area for the remainder of the day, or in that location, and it seemed to work for me. I've been fishing lake trout for 47 years now, and I've had great success along the way. Of course, like anybody else, you always get your days where you can't buy a fish, but this simple method, short jigging, short strokes for jigging, like I said earlier, it just seems to work really well. I've had a lot of success. I tip everything with a minnow. A lot of guys use Cisco's, a lot of guys don't care to use anything at all when you're dead sticking. Here's one on the dead stick now. Oh, he's a miss. So, missed him on the dead stick, and then he come over and hit my jigging rod while I had it sitting down, and I'm very fortunate I didn't lose it down the hole. So that's about as exciting as it gets. And let's see what he is. Well, he's the 10th lake trout of the day, so I couldn't ask for anything better. This is a beautiful fish, and they are hitting like crazy. Well, thanks a lot for tuning in today to my first crack at a YouTube video for ice fishing for lake trout. I hope it's the first of many more to come. Hopefully you picked up a few things today. I try to keep it as basic, practical as I can. Once again, I'm not sponsored. I just like to, I do like to promote our business, Westside Bait and Tackle, which I'm co-owner with my daughter Hannah. And I'm out just showing a practical way and simple, inexpensive way to target lake trout on the ice. Thanks for tuning in.